You know what? It wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something for a stream. And I forgot my phone, which I need because it has a script on it for a video I want to shoot. Gosh darn it. Hey, honey, how you doing? And hello, Justin. Jump out and get it. Yeah, I will. I honestly will. That's just so annoying. I always manage to annoy myself. Okay. I wonder how long this video is. Not long enough for me to get back, I don't think. But I don't think it's even. Oh, it's 30 seconds. There's no way I'm going to be back in 30 seconds. But what can I do here? Playback speed. I'm going to do this. This will probably be terrible. Just this is visuals with. Does it have music? Maybe it has music. Anyway, I'll share the video. Hey, Celtic, how you going? While I go out and get my phone. It's a test video I did. It's an unlisted YouTube video. How exciting is that? You get to see an unlisted video. Sounds raunchier than it actually is. Sped it back up to normal speed because I'm back. But there you go. That's like the sort of artsy shot I'm trying to incorporate into my new videos. And hello, Strictly Sega, too. That's the thing, Strictly Sega. Smoking is so addictive and rewarding to smokers. I'm not at all surprised smokers say they loved smoking, but it fucking kills you. Time-lapse. Okay, we'll talk about time-lapse. I've done most of the first video for the book movie. Well, you know, it'd be the first YouTube video of things that will eventually turn into the book movie. We'll see what happens as it goes along. Okay. Let's quickly get ready. Okay, und first things we do, the close-up of making the Snosberry Fizz. Up the Nutsberry Farm. Right, and you can use my metal straw as a stirrer. Right. Just get the whiskey out too. Amanda, I keep forgetting my jigger. It's so fucking busy. Okay, you know what? 45 mils. That's okay. That's this side. Oh man, this Solera whiskey smells so nice. As soon as I took the stopper off. Okie dokie. We are ready to go. Wait, no, I need my soda ready. Ah. Let's do this. Okay, and we're ready, steady spaghetti. Whiskey. Slow gin. Top with soda. Oh, shite. All right. Now, literally, I've got about 30 seconds talking to do. I'll sit down with this. Oh, wait. Confusing myself there. This camera was out of the way, but I want it out here. I only wanna be with you. I recorded a version of this video today and the audio recorder wasn't switched on, which is I was initially extremely miffed. But then I just took that as a rehearsal, be philosophical. Okay. And this. So. Okay. Let's go. Give that a bit of a stir, and you've got a Snosberry Fizz. It's a really bright, fun drink. You still get whiskey. It's not drowned out, but the other elements make it something its own, not just a standard whiskey highball. And you know what? Abigail, who made the book, was with me at Patient Wolf when we discovered this recipe. So I think it's only fitting that this is the first recipe that goes into the book. So looking forward to many more. But if you're like me and you thought a 50-50 whiskey slow gin cocktail sounded, you should try it because it's really quite tasty. I'll be back for many more. Hope you're back too. Until I see you again, I'll say cheers. Switch some things off. That better have fucking. I just had this brief flash of. Oh. You know what? I have to double check. Wait, I never play back on this. How do I? Turn it on, turn it on. Okay. Now loading. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. No. Wait a second. Yeah. Oh, that's right, because it always calls the first file 0, which is a bit confusing. Give that a bit faultless. Okay, it did record. Maybe a pair. Ooh, I forgot, and that just tipped me off. I forgot to put the stopper on that, so. What are you alerting me about? Oh, okay, look, we'll talk. I'll come on stream and we'll talk about that. All right. Yeah, good. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to put these things away and settle down to chat. Sunday night, not making any other videos tonight. Fucking a lot of work today into doing a whole bunch of different shots for this video. Read the chat. Get a third angle. Okay, let's talk about third angles and the fact I do not like them. Think they're contrived. Also makes my life much longer. Justin, daylight lasts longer in Melbourne than it does in Canberra. Oh, you're talking about for the movie. Well, I am more than willing to explore that for the movie. Oh no, yeah, I'm trying to fix your earbuds to hear me. Well, hopefully that gets sorted. Yeah, actually, producer, that is a topic well worth exploring for the movie. Andrea, hello. Being a psychopath, you don't smoke or smoke, it's harmful for the whole. What? I think that sentence let you down a little. You were going to make a point that didn't get. I'll read it word for word slowly to make sure it's not me. Did you know being a psychopath, be it you don't smoke or smoke, it's harmful for the whole planet? No, I think you're trying to make a point there, Andrea, and I'm not quite sure what it is. EOR, you get how there's a bird with a lever and a neck over a bloody spin. Oh, wow, this is fun. This is someone who thinks they're a troll, who thinks they're going to upset me, but they're incapable of writing coherent sentences. Hey, little champion, top tip, if you want to try and do devastating one-liners to people, spend a little bit of time working on writing coherent sentences that actually make sense, that a human English-speaking person can look at and go, that is a sentence. Whereas what you have done, we will file under not sentence, as in stuff done for stupid person. So, it literally, if you, it's kind of like to upset people with, your devastating wit, and particularly when it's very clear, despite how stupid you obviously are, you're trying to come across as smart. Uh, you just you've got to learn the absolute basics of grammar, language, sentence structure, because you can't communicate to people. You can't even communicate insults effectively if you cannot use the language properly. So, most people by about primary school learn how to structure sentences properly. You've been let down by what we'll jokingly call an education system that I suspect is in the United States, just from the effort you're putting in. Uh, it's let you down. You're a victim here. Uh, you're a victim, and what you've been victimized by is your own stupidity. uh, you know, and a culture that seems to reward or at least not adequately punish stupidity. So, yeah, you're never going to have the effect that you're clearly desperately hoping for of being top tier world class shit poster until you can form a basic, coherent sentence. So, nice try, C minus for effort because you put no fucking effort in. F for, actual content because it fails, you're fucked. So, it's fun. I haven't had one try for a while. I mean, oh no, poor EOR. Can't hear anything. Oh, does that ooh mean you can hear me all of a sudden? That's rough. Lemon teas. Okay. Nice. Who's having lemon tea? You're having lemon tea? Did someone just deliver you lemon tea? Very nice. I'm having I still can't hear me. Okay, damn. I'm having a snosberry fizz. Okay. Oh, but what can we say about the Tiger movie without spoilers, strictly Sega? I'll say one thing about it that I don't think counts as a spoiler. They had a very satisfying following orders is not an excuse. For those who don't know it, it's about a Tiger tank crew in Germany on the Eastern Front, World War II. So, yeah, go figure. They are German troops on the Eastern Front. Atrocities were committed. There's a character who there are multiple references to. We're not doing anything wrong if we're following orders, and it's like no. Well, it's not so much. Okay, as a German film strictly Sega, it is anti World War II Nazis. Like it's the great. It's a central thing. The thing they said at Nuremberg is not a defense. I was just following orders is not a defense. So I like that. Well, poor EOR still can't hear. I know. And I think a non-spoilery review of Jay Kelly, the George Clooney movie that's on Netflix, is I found it very interesting. They've asked George Clooney to play an aging Hollywood star who's not sure if he's fucked up his entire life. He's not sure if he's made the wrong decisions all through his life. Oh no, poor EOR. Can't hear. Oh no. Oh, strictly Sega, did they initially want Brad Pitt for that role? Would still work with him, but a different vibe, I think. And again, George Clooney and Brad Pitt are supposedly friends. That's an interesting take. What'd you put on the Discord, Justin? Mouse clicking. Man resolved to be fewer pedantic about grammar this year. I absolutely will not be less pedantic about grammar. I'll try not to be unkind about it. Yes, again, yes, Ricky Sega, the tribute, because of course he has a long film history. They could do that for real. But again, it's like there's I'm just imagining the conversations. Hey, we want you to pay and play an aging Hollywood star who's second guessing his life and worrying he made all the wrong decisions with relation to his family and friends. That's wild. Hello, Madam Butterfly. How are you? And the dialogue, yeah, I mean, when all the people were just being Hollywood assholes and talking over each other, fuck, that was funny. Just not listening to each other, and each side is completely unaware of the degree to which they're being really self-centered. Yes, Justin, I'm with you exactly about Patrol. They gave up pretty easily. With the Cliff Booth movie coming out this year. What's the Cliff Booth movie? I'm not familiar with that, Strictly Sega. Oh god, okay, I'm glad you love your parents here, but Jesus, chewing tobacco is so fucking gross. You can't hear me saying chewing tobacco is gross. Also gives you gum cancer and makes your teeth fall out and is just generally disgusting. Right, that's what I thought. Okay, so are they doing a whole movie about that character? Which is weird, because it's not Tarantino. Tarantino's last film's coming out this year, I think, because he's always declared he's only ever making 10 films, and it comes out this year and it's been promoted as Quentin Tarantino's last film. Directed by David Fincher. Well, okay, that's interesting. They're making a Cliff Booth movie. So for anyone who doesn't know, that's a stuntman character that Brad Pitt plays in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I should say. And he was an interesting character. Mm. So, speaking of Tarantino, I saw a little bit of Django Unchained, flipping through channels today, and damn, it's just one of those things like Quentin Tarantino giving Christoph Waltz a late career boost. He's done that for a few people, Travolta notably. Justin, I did not know there's a movie being filmed in Melbourne that they're pretending is in New York. But they often do that with Hollywood movies, shooting completely different cities to where they're pretending Cliff Booth, too cool for school. I hope it's about him getting old and fat. Oh dear. Comes for us all, basically. Actually, speaking of Brad Pitt, I've seen it's on rotation on Foxtel. Bullet Train. I think that's underrated. I really enjoy Bullet Train. Just with just all the characters in it, all the different fucking contract killer characters. And they've all got distinct personalities and whatnot. It's great. Just Melbourne's the New York of Australia. Well, the skyline has changed a lot in the 20. God, we're up to 28 years I've been here. Something like that. 27, 28 years. So you can say Bullet Train's very stylish. Yes, it is. It's really well shot. And I thoroughly enjoy the characters in it. I enjoy that it's silly, but it maintains its tone perfectly. I get frustrated when I'm watching a movie and they can't hold a tone. Oh my God, poor EOR can't hear us. You did a second movie. Oh God, that's a Jason Statham movie. He's not only the same character, he looks the same. He never changes his look. And I think it's become a joke at this point. And fair power. Fair power? Fair play to him. More power to him. I literally think it's a fucking joke at this point. A deliberate joke. Justin, you reckon New York's Melbourne's future? Bold call. I'll let you have it. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like, oh, it's a Jason Statham movie where he has to get revenge on some bad people and kill them all. That's like every Jason Statham movie. I was like, okay. Well, I guess when you're on a winner, you just keep on going. So what I think it's the Beekeeper, where he actually fucking kills people in a call center because they swindled some old lady out of all the money, and so he wreaks havoc on a dodgy call center. So, okay, once again, a movie is willing to have the bad guys torture women and children, killing the final bad guy in 5 seconds. You want the bad guy to suffer? No, I know he doesn't kill the call center operators, but he goes and fucks up a call center. He kills the guys who run it, doesn't he? Or their security or something. All right. Ooh, what's that? No, I've got my. I just think 3 out of the 4 barrels are just staying wet. One of them is barrel aged gin, savory gin. So we say he kills some cops in Beekeeper. I don't know. It's a Jason Statham. What a guy. I do like best. This kind of makes me sound. I mean, oh, the old days, but his first 2 Guy Ritchie films, Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels, and Snatch. YouTube's blocking your comments. Oh, because you're saying kill? It blocks comments if you say kill or dead. All right. Have a good night. Sleep, Kelsey. Hope you have a good day at work. I assume you're going to work tomorrow. Hello, Hannah. Mouse House update. I love it. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I need to check something about sounds. Oh, nice. Oh, this is a front wall. Okay. So am I right in guessing, Hannah, this is the front wall? The mouse's house is called the burrow. Very nice. These things are amazing. I love them. Hey, Greg, how you doing? All right, yeah. I was saying to myself, I have to do something. I just have to check my system settings, actually, because I think it's doing something weird. Oh, I almost hit off. Okay, where are we? Settings. Where's my audio settings? Sound. There we go. No, it's fucking Microsoft fucking sucks balls. Periodically decides my microphone's my speaker. That's why I don't hear anything. Stupid Microsoft. Also, Charlie, did you see my test shots for stuff I'm going to put in the video? My new style, Greg, a long ride. Oh, I'm glad you're home now. Yeah, I don't. Again, you chosen usernames. Why YouTube does things it does? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows why YouTube does the things it does? Honestly. Yeah, the unlisted one. Did you see? Oh, okay. Sounds like you saw it because you know it was unlisted. Oh, that's what you were talking. But my hand. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. The plate. You had to see my hand with the plate. That's true. Um, Here's the thing. Uh, I think that would look really incongruous if I did stop motion. I might experiment with that. Seems like way too much work. Oh yeah, Hannah, I have a lazy Susan. That's one thing I could do it with. Yeah. It's just, when you're one person on zero budget, um, putting in all the extra hours for what feels like minimal return it's very hard to get the motivation to, or I find it very hard to get the motivation to do it. It's definitely not. Oh, I have the support. Thank you, Shriki Sega. It's definitely it's definitely not a bad idea. Oh no, I don't want to start a GoFundMe, but thank you very much for thinking of me like that. Look at that, little and large, with the different cherries. So funny, funny to me. Oh, and as always, I'm forgetting things. I'm going to go get my orange peel. Greg, you watched Little Dark. Oh, okay. The unlisted video. Yeah. That's probably not the final version. Pity I'm not over there. Well, that is true. Half your friends are filmmakers. Yeah, well, I do feel hard done by on that front. So I'm going to disappear for less than a minute to get some orange peel. And thank you for that note, actually, Greg, a little dark, because I can work with that in post. That was test footage. I'll work on that. Just surprised why I had so much orange peel. Then I remembered I was going to do a stream last night, but I was a bit tired. Decided I needed a break, chill time with Mrs. Angry. So I've got extra orange peels. I'm just putting it all in there. New movies made in Australia. There's one coming out with Owen Wilson. Okay. So, Greg, what's showing in front? Might be able to up the exposure in post. Yeah. No, I appreciate the note, Greg. I can look at that when I'm actually editing. So, the Owen Wilson movie is about a courier who has to transport a liver from Brisbane to the Gold Coast. That doesn't sound difficult. What's the spanner in the works? Have to wait and see. Do you know what the movie's called? Feels like there's no films getting made in Australia. It's like, in the last 2 years, I feel like there's been Spit and How to Make Gravy. Yes, excellent question. Will Owen Wilson have a fake Aussie accent? It's called Runner. I know, Hannah, that's what's weird. Going from Brisbane to the Gold Coast is an hour. What's the movie about? You know what? I'm going to look it up. If we go Owen Wilson Runner, what comes up? Okay, IMDb, directed by Scott Waugh. A high-end courier. Okay, what does IMDb say? A high-end courier has 3 hours to transport a liver from Brisbane to the Gold Coast. Could fucking do it on foot. Upcoming American action thriller. It was in the 2023 Hollywood blacklist of best underproduced screenplays. In October 24, Scott Waugh was confirmed as director with Alan Richson is the lead. Principal photography began in April 2025. Wow. One of the producers was removed following an HR investigation into alleged inappropriate behavior that included bullying and yelling at the crew. So, production wrapped in 2025? I'm much more interested now. Alan Richson is in it. I thought How to Make Gravy was fine. I would count Furiosa as Australian because of the amount of Australians working on it. 2 hours from the far north of Brisbane to the far south of the Gold Coast. So what are they doing? Yeah. It's literally not even difficult. It's kind of like high-end courier has 3 hours to get a liver from Brisbane to Sydney. That's a challenge. Because the only way to do it is by flight, but something could go wrong. Yeah. Oh, actually, Strictly Say thank you for correcting me because Bring Her Back came out last year too. Yes. And that's definitely an Australian film. Oh, thank you. The Nick Cage Surfer movie, which I've been meaning to watch but haven't. There's a few Nick Cage films I've been meaning to watch that I haven't. I was about to say, Hannah, it could be a shit courier go to Brisbane to the Gold Coast in 3 hours and it's still not impressive. Could be a crack addicted guy on a push bike and get there in 3 hours. Runt is such a dangerous word to use in a title. There's an Aardman animation shorts, a series of Aardman animation shorts about these really bizarre dogs. It's called Rex the Runt, and it's like they know exactly what they're doing with doing it. And Rex is small. Get a fucking Eshe on the Gold Coast train do it in that time. At least be actually, yeah. Actually, the dialogue would be interesting with an Eshe delivering a liver by train from Brisbane to Gold Coast. That's probably a much better way. But again, it's obviously with Alan Richardson in the lead. It's an action blockbuster. Speaking of Alan Richardson, while I'm a fan, his fucking Prime movie with Kevin, what's his name, Playdate, very, very disappointing. Speaking of films that don't hold their tone, like the high concept thing of Playdate was really promising, and I was quite looking forward to seeing it. Execution was, it was like vaguely entertaining, but it was just like, just the inability to maintain tone, and it's just like, fuck. Runt is a kid's top 100 book. Pick orders at work. Like, okay, so everyone orders it, and every time you read it, you're thinking what I'm thinking. Yeah. See, now I want to make the Eshe organ courier movie, Hannah. Plot twist is the Eshe harvested the organ from Dog a bit Express, mate. Stole vape and Nikes. It's liver, mate. What's your problem? You see, you want a liver. It's a good dog. Yeah, doing nangs on the train. Oh yes, and that's why it's an action film. Because despite the fact he's being paid a lot to deliver the liver, he didn't bother to buy a ticket. And what is it? They're 50 cents. The train tickets are 50 cents in Queensland now, and he didn't get one. So he's dodging ticket inspectors because he didn't get a 50-cent ticket. Do it Monty Python style with zero budget, lean into how cheap it is. Yeah. 50-cent fares. And that's the tension. The Eshe with the liver. He's not a high-end courier. He's an illegal courier. And he dodged the 50-cent fare. He's like being paid $10,000 to deliver a liver, and he refused to pay the 50-cent fare. Fucking hell. Hollywood, call me. We've got a great movie idea. Oh my God. Hannah, what are you doing to me? Putting these ideas into my head. Sick as, bro. Oh, the shenanigans and Eshe could get into on the train. So Hannah, he's just a 14-year-old, thinks he's hard, but he's got to be home. Yes! No, that's the other tension thing. He's got to be home before the street lights come on. Good, bros. What are you doing? Oh my God. Yeah, his mum's like Shazza from Housos. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh my God. Well, actually, what's the guy's name who does all those movies? I've forgotten his fucking name. It's not Mikey something, is it? We should just sell him this plot. He'd pay for it. He'd bang it out in a fucking weekend. He knows how to get things done. Paulie Fanick, that's it. Paulie Fanick. We should sell this idea. Yeah, we should sell this idea to Paulie Fanick. He'd make it happen. Yes, we've got recorded, so if word gets to Paulie Fanick and he makes it without paying us, we'll sue the fucker. You're not a fucker, Paul Fanick, if you hear this. I'm not even joking. Paul Fanick could make this movie. Oh god, it does my head in. Then I'm like, oh, every character's played by Chris Lilly. Jesus. But Chris Lilly started posting videos on YouTube, and he gets about as many views as me, which is fuck all. How the mighty have fallen. But I guess he's just trying to do something on his own terms, which, I find admirable. Because, okay, so Netflix did pay Chris Lilly to make a show, but Chris Lilly should just jump on that American right-wing grifter machine, and because every time those right-wing fuckheads have tried to make a comedy that's owning the libs, it's just been bad. It's just been badly made with bad plot lines and not funny and whatnot. Chris Lilly should go over there and say, "Oh, look, I'll make one that has all the offensive jokes you want in it, and I'll play ethnic stereotypes, which you'll love, but mine will actually be funny compared to theirs anyway." And we're back to Brisbane to the Gold Coast, written by an American that didn't think to check Google Maps. I mean, if they're legit doing that, if it's legit saying Brisbane to Gold Coast, it's got to start with, this is an easy job. And then things have to go wrong. It can't be set up as, you are under pressure to successfully deliver on this job, because you just wouldn't be. It's no pressure. So it's got to be like, this is a milk run. This is so easy. And then crazy shit's got to happen. That's my take anyway. All right. Even though it's work tomorrow, fuck it. I'm going to make myself another drink. I had the friggin'... Oh, Salisbury Fizz. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to rush to have the Solera. Ooh, wait, this one's running down a bit. What's this? It's only half full. Bourbon cask. And the Texas single malt is running right down. I have to use that. Do a blend of these, maybe. Yeah, that's looking like what I should be doing. Okie dokie karaoke. Get some sugar syrup. Fuck your Honda Civic, I have a horse outside. If you're looking for a ride, I have a horse outside. Let's kick it in the guts with some high proof whiskey. Giddy up now, baby. Giddy up, giddy up. Giddy up now, baby. Do, 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 do. Oh. How we got to finally quit smoking. I am also glad I never started. It's Brisbane to the Gold Coast. Nothing fucking happens. Worst could happen, he spends the Utah pie shop. What about the watts that can power cars? Yeah, I just think it's funny that it was only 60 years ago that there was a first official health report that said, hey, smoking might actually fucking kill you. Zombies that power cars. Was that from the gas or whatever? Oh, wormwood. Yes. Yeah, there are two Wormwood movies from memory. I've only seen the first one. It's quite entertaining. Well, yes, the front panel of Hannah's crochet project, the Mouse House, is looking awesome, honestly. Hannah gets world's best auntie awards. That's so cool. So the second one had more budget but less imagination. Still, that is often a problem. But yeah, I did enjoy the Wormwood movie I saw. Been a few good sort of horror films, particularly like with Hollywood casts. The vampire one from about, God, 10 or 15 years ago, Daybreakers. It's like Sam Neill and Ethan Hawke were the leads in it. I like that. Mm. Oof, that's an old fashioned, man. That's fucking awesome. Uh, Also, Strick, say thank you for cheering me up about the Australian films thing because I was literally struggling to think of any, and then you highlighted a bunch of them. Abigail, you reckon Daybreakers 20 years ago? Look, you honestly might be right. Let's find out. We're on the internet. Daybreakers. It is 2009. So, yeah, it would have been shot in 2008. So, yeah, it's like they probably shot it 17, 18 years ago when it came out 16, 17 years ago. That's right. Even Willem Dafoe was in it. My God. Good cast. Yes. film film ideas is your job, Charlie. Oh, Hannah, you figured out what happens in the Brisbane to Gold Coast movie. He took a pit stop at IKEA and got lost. Well, we can all identify with that, honestly. God, I was just having a flash to the Kath and Kim episode in IKEA. Kim's beau, what was his name? I was trying to remember his name, but he's trying to shop at IKEA and he tried to go a different direction, not the arrows, but just endless number of people going, no, it's that way. And he's going, but I want to go back there. And he's going, no, it's that way. You just got to keep going. And he's going, but it's back there. Although the theme parks are there, maybe he stopped at Movie World and Superman Escape Roller Coaster broke down with him on it. Actually, now you're getting interesting if you work the theme parks into it. If he's got so much time to get there, like he's like on one of the roller coasters and he's got the liver in a case and on a loop or something, it goes flying out of his hands and he has to go back and get it. That could work. No. Kel. Okay, am I getting the names wrong? Kath's the older one, isn't she? Kim's the daughter. And Kath's beau is the butcher, who's Kel. But Kim had a guy at least on and off. And there's literally 7 rides at Movie World. Do the entire theme park in half a day. Brett, that was him, Brett. Yeah, strictly say Brett got stuck in an IKEA. Yeah, that's what they had to do to liven it up, Hannah. If he gets in the middle of the stunt drive show, seriously, you shouldn't know this. You're shocked that you're remembering the names of the side characters from Kath and Kim. Fuck, I love whiskey old fashioned. It's so fucking yummy. Oh, and fuck the whiskey wankers who don't like cocktails. You're not shocked, you're ashamed. But Kath and Kim's, well, okay, I'm actually not the hugest fan of Kath and Kim, but it holds a place in Australian culture. You love Sharon Strzelecki. Holy shit, she was a good character. And you're trying to think of anything else. You're trying to think of everything that's between the Gold Coast and Brisbane. Oh dear. Hell of a thing. Hell of a thing. The fact is, yeah, even movies that don't seem like effects movies spend 6 months in post prod because they fucking put VFX in every shot. But it's still weird if they finished principal photography in May last year, and I haven't heard squat about it. Actually, let me go. What was it called again? Runner? Oh. Let's see if there's a trailer on YouTube. Runner movie. Nope. Brings up Running Man, which is what I expected it to do. Expendables. Okay, things I don't give a shit about, honestly. Oh no, that's who directed it. Okay. Never watched Kath or Kim, Abigail. I think they genuinely had some funny stuff. And only two of those are not on Gold Coast. So we got pies and movies and IKEA. That's our idea for the travel between Gold Coast and Brisbane. Oh dear. Yeah, it's weird to me that I haven't heard of this. Because so all right, just got a tickle in my nose. Oh, good lord. Ah, that was a bit much. I've got my memory of Hollywood on the Gold Coast. The fucking Warner Brothers went there when my firstborn was very little, and carrying her around, and I don't know, her nappy leaked or she had diarrhea, and so I had shit all down the front of my shirt, which was totally gross. And so cleaned her up, and then I bought a shirt from one of the gift shops. But it was a Marvin the Martian T-shirt, so I got a cool T-shirt out of it. But that's the perils of being a parent, like getting shit all over you. And you reckon the train's the interesting bit because of druggies and tourists? Maybe that's where all the color comes in on the train trip. Drix says the Anaconda movie was filmed in Australia. Oh, was that really? That was being filmed when they were doing the tour, and he threw Kyle Gass under the bus. Yeah. Yeah, fucking Jack Black went down 20 notches, in my opinion, when he threw Kyle Gass under the bus. It's like, oh, you can't say something. No, you can, actually. You really, really can. And it's like, hey, Jack Black, that's a real fucking bitch act right there. Voltron movie being filmed. That's happened before. I remember a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film or two got filmed here in Sydney when I was living in Sydney, actually. So, and your vision of the movie is a bogan druggie going, "Hey, what are you doing? Talking back in mass, mate? Here's a fucking shotgun." There's actually a lot of potential for comedy with a serious American, high-end courier running into bogans, druggies, and eshays on a train between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. You fucking do, mate. What you just do, mate? I don't know, fucking. I just want to just give me fucking a couple of dollars, man. I don't fucking know what you want. And the American just trying to work out what language they're talking. Sorry, what American franchises are you thinking of with Aussie versions? But I've seen online. Yeah, I'm going. There's particularly the Zoomers, the younger millennials, and the Zoomers have really latched onto weird Australian pronunciations, and they're obsessed with Australians don't say no; they say nah, nah, and which they spell as Naur. So I think that is actually very saleable to younger millennials and Zoomers. Australian characters. Yeah, I know what you did last time. Fucking, man, you just coming in and doing this stuff, man. I'm just going to man. And we're doing this stuff, and you're just in the face, and just why you give me such a hard time, man? I'm going to go down the fucking door office and get shit cunts. Izzy, hello. Izzy and Jack. Oh, how are you doing? You're in WA or almost made it to WA. Nice. Caught up with Izzy and Jack to do an Australian tour. It's all good. Actually, that's a good plot subpoint, Hannah. An American ending up in Hungry Jack's going, why does this look like a Burger King? It's just like, why isn't it called Burger King? Why is it, who's Jack? Keeps up and decides McDonald's, but can't figure out what people are giving him directions to a place called Macca's. Yes. Oh God! Speaking of movies, I didn't watch all of it, but I saw a bit of it recently. The classic "They're a Weird Mob" from the 1960s, where an Italian guy comes to Australia, and it's supposed he's a writer, and it's supposedly for a journalism job. Like a cousin of his has got lined up, and his cousin is maybe shifty con artist, and so the job isn't there, and he has to do something, and he ends up working on building sites with Aussie blokes. Yeah, it was originally a book. They're a Weird Mob, written under the pen name Nino Colutta, but it was actually written by an Australian writer, John O'Grady. It's pretty funny, and it's just like, we're so Aussie. Izzy, you're doing so good. No van issues, touch wood. Oh yeah, where the hell were you? Yeah, because where you were 47, it was like 40. In some of the suburbs here, it got to 43. But yeah, if you were in some of the remoter parts of South Australia, 47. God damn. Yep. But I love that you're still doing the trip. You're still having a good time. Freaking awesome. Oh God, Justin, pity anyone who speaks English as a second language trying to understand an Australian who doesn't tone it down for them. And it's just like, God damn. Oof. Okay, well, time to have a bit more of my sody water. Being responsible because I'm going to work tomorrow. Going into the office. Even though, because of weird things Mrs. Angry's having with one of her offices being renovated, she doesn't have to go into the office tomorrow, but I do. It's my anchor day with my team. So, Izzy, you were in a place called Elizabeth in South Australia. Oh, you're at the Nullarbor Road. Oh, you're in. Wow, you're really doing the middle of nowhere stuff. I love it. That's freaking awesome. And you're saying, in fairness, there's some Australians can't understand Australians. That is true. Due to lack of teeth, excessive drugs, and the speakeasy part. Oh my god! I had a friend, and she was quite the adventurer. She would go to various places, and she spent a bit of time in Coober uh, middle of the desert, where they do open mining, and everyone lives in caves under the ground. And she came back, and she's going, it was an adventure. I liked it and whatnot. I think I was the only person there who had front teeth, but that's fine. Ooh, ding. What's the big ding? That was very loud. Ah, one of my co-workers is freaking deployed by firefighting. Oof. Nice, because I work for the government department that oversees bushfire management. Someone on my team had actually volunteered to do extra bushfire stuff, and they were actually called out for the fires today. So I was just letting you know. Oh, you loved Cooper Pedy. It's fascinating. I've only actually heard people who go to Cooper Pedy, you're like, it's amazing. It's just incredible. Justin, you got your first day working in Melbourne. Enjoy that. Izzy, sending everyone love and victory. Oh, yeah. Oof. They got pretty bad the last couple of days, the fires. Hopefully they're coming under control. This is a really moderate week temperature-wise, just low to mid-20s. So hopefully everything comes under control now. And you think the movie should be Owen Wilson staring down an Eshe. Give me back a wallet, you dog. Give me back a wallet. That would actually impede robberies if they just didn't know what you were saying. I don't think that's really an Eshe that I'm doing there. It's more Bogan, but that's the thing. Hannah, your boss is Army Reserve. He's been called down to the fires. There you go. Stuff here in Northeast Vic, yeah. Pretty hairy where you are, Suffer. Well, I'm very hopeful that the whole Melbourne thing works out for you, Justin. Yeah, the Longwood fire was the worst one. It was woof. Just all the towns around there getting evacuate orders. And I think it's a fine and subtle line between Eshe and Bergen. That is true. But I feel like there are differences that I'm not quite getting. Now I just want to go and look up some Eshe videos on YouTube and get it down. Oh, that's right. Walwa's that was today or yesterday, I think, Walwa. I love it, Hannah. The Venn diagram of Bogan and Eshe is almost a circle. Yeah, but there's little differences. Okay, here's what I think is the fundamental difference. Mostly when I say Bogan, it's people who are multi-generational Australian, like fourth, fifth, like going back at least 100 years or whatever. Eshe's choose like first or second generation Australian. Either their parents or grandparents are migrants, and they get a particular accent out of that. And I always found it fascinating. Like in, I love that, strictly saying it, Eshe's have nice shoes. In the western suburbs of Melbourne, the kids of migrants, and this is like a generation or two after me, and it's whether their parents were like Southeast Asian, Mediterranean, like their parents could have been anywhere in Southeast Asia, Lebanon, Greek, Italy, uh, but they all had the same accent. Oh, what are you doing, mate? I don't know what you're even doing. It's just sick as, bro. I don't know what's going on. It's like their parents were all from such different areas, and the parents had such different accents, and all the kids had the same accent. No, Safi, you wouldn't have an air show. Well, you do have that little bit of Ukrainian in your accent, actually. And you reckon essays are more commonly from high socio... Actually, no, that's fair. No, growing up in the bush, you're more likely to have a bogan accent, like me. Although everyone, if I go back to Dubbo talking the way I do because I enunciate too clearly, and everyone's gonna say I'm gay, and I'm not gonna fucking contradict them really. But it's like I don't have to change my accent much to be someone from Dubbo. I've I just have to slow down a little and be a little bit more nasal, and it's just a little bit slower and a little bit more nasal, and maybe not like saying the words. Don't even say enunciate. That's not a word you're going to say. We're not going to talk clearly. This is a bit more like someone from Dubbo. It is. It suffers because it's too fucking hot. I reckon the Australian accent comes from it's too fucking hot. It is too fucking hot. And also, you got to keep the flies out of your mouth. So don't move your lips much. If you move your lips and open your mouth too much, the flies will get in. So you just keep, you don't move the lips very much. And it's too hot to worry about pronouncing things. So, yeah, talk about footy. Yeah. No, talk about cricket. But it's got to be spelt Crigget. Cricket, not cricket. You are not talking about cricket. You're talking about cricket. Cricket. Palms are out of here. You want to get the ashes. All the bombs. And I swear to God, Darwin accents where it's even hotter and it's too humid. I'm not even joking. Whenever I see someone like is a Darwin fucking politician or something interviewed, they talk slow. They talk so slow. It's like, we are looking into this. It's an important issue for us up here, and we're going to do it. It's just like, what, dude? I could have said 3 sentences. Izzy cricket, whatever. Actually, you got it nailed. If you try and sound like a frog, you sound like someone where I grew up talking about cricket. Cricket, 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 cricket. I'm going to get the shit punched out of me if I ever go back to Dubbo. And Justin, yeah, the US South, it explains a lot about the Southern accent in the US. The same influence, Irish and Scottish, but it's too damn hot. Actually, I'm only going to get the shit punched out of me if I go to West Dubbo. And why would I go to West Dubbo? I'll stay on the proper side of the river and say to everyone, like, no. When I shit talk Dubbo, I meant West Dubbo. Fuck those guys. And everyone go, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Oh, they're coming over to cause shit? Come on, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So if you don't play cricket, that's why this finger is crooked. This little bow in the finger there from playing cricket in high school and getting smashed. If they touch me, they'll catch the gay. Still my favorite Delo story. I was at the RSL club with my brother, and we're there because the beer's cheaper. And this is when I didn't really drink alcohol. I was just like getting from, lemon lime and bitters or whatever. And he's going, oh, buddy, you go up there, give me a beer. And you do get 2 sorts of beer glasses in pubs. There is the just straight beer glasses, schooner. Is he cricking it off? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're heading to Perth. Love that you're still enjoying the trip. Izzy, say hi to Jack for me. Take care. And I hope you keep having fun on the road trip. Sounds awesome. No. Not pints and middies. Schooner. Yeah, you know it. But, no, those are the different sizes. I'm not talking about the different sizes. I'm talking about the different styles. Um, the styles are very sort of straight glasses, which are masculine, and then sort of shaped glasses, which are feminine. The ladies get their beers in the shaped glasses. And I've told this story a million times on the stream, but I'm telling it again because I like it so much. I'm at the RSL club with my brother, and I'm just getting Ling Lime bitters. And he said, "I'll pay because you're just getting that. Just go up get us a schooner." And so I'm walking up to the bar, and there's a lot of people there. It's a bit noisy, and it's almost like there was this. You know how when you're in a room with lots of talking, you sometimes get those weird moments where it's like everyone stops talking at once and it's quiet for just a moment. Anyway, I'm going to the bar and my brother's voice rings out. He just yells, "Don't let him put it in a Pufter's glass." And I was right at the bar when he shouts this. And I just went, lemon, lime, and bitters, beer. You heard the instruction, did you? And they're like, yeah. Oh, yeah. The other story I've told a million times is this was in Sydney, hanging out with a bunch of people. This is back in the 90s. This was a bunch of people I knew through IRC chat. We're having a real life hangout. So this is, internet stuff in the real life. Have you ever heard that story? I feel like I've told that story heaps of times. True story and very funny. So we were in this particular pub in Sydney, and there was a downstairs bit with pool tables, and we were a bit rowdy. And there's like a barmaid there, she's serving, and we were being a bit rowdy, and I was wondering if it's a big thing. And I went up and got a lemon, lime, and bitters, and she served it to me in a girl's glass. And I just went back to the group and went, everyone, the barmaid's got the shits with us because I just ordered a drink and she gave it to me in a girl's glass. That is the barmaid equivalent of telling us to fuck off. So most pubs have the two styles of drinks: the very straight, not flamboyant glasses. They're the men's glasses, and I'll show you. Here's the example. This straight sides men's glass, not with a straw, not with ice and a straw. Very, very girly, the drink I had in here. But straight glass, or even, actually, I think I've got two. Okay, so this is a lager glass. These are about the same size. These aren't schooners. These are about a midi. This is a lager glass. See, straight, that's a man's glass. This one, that's a girl's glass. Man's glass, girl's glass. That's what I grew up with anyway. So Trick there on New Year's Eve got a bottle of sparkling wine with 2 glasses, gave you tiny baby glasses. So that's what I'm saying. Like straight lines on the glass, masculine. Curved lines on the glass, particularly with a stem, feminine. So those are kind of weird glasses because they're not schooners. I don't think they hold as much as a schooner. But I think they're bigger than middies. I think they're a weird mid-sized glass. And because pots in Victoria are even smaller than middies, and pints are bigger than schooners. Yes, a glass that makes you poke your pinky out. Yeah, Safa, that's kind of champagne glass. Basically, any glass with a stem, insecure dudes don't like. And above, you don't know either glass, you're trashing drinks straight from the bottle. Well, that too. That's another option, quite honestly. I love just all these stories about insecure dudes, particularly because me being a cocktail guy, hear the stories about these guys who don't want to order cocktails because they don't know what glass it's going to come in, and they're worried it's going to look too effeminate. And quite a few cocktail bars have learned they sell more cocktails to guys if the menu includes an image of the glass it's going to be served in, because they'll look at it and go, okay, I can handle getting a drink just in a glass that looks like that. Oh, but that's really girly. I don't want to get that glass. Male insecurity. So funny. So Streaky saying a pot is 285 mils. Okay. See if I can get it. Oh no, wait. Pot of beer is 285 mils. So how much is a pint? I'm double checking what a pint is in mils. I think it's about 500 mils. Yeah, okay. Those are, yeah, what you're saying there, strictly saying, are standard measurements. 280 or 425 for a pint. I'm seeing 475 for a pint. Useless faction of being a bartender. Yeah, yeah. And so a midi is more than a pot, and a schooner is more than a midi, but a schooner is less than a pint. Pints are becoming more common across Australia. I remember when I was living in Sydney, I was at a bar, and someone next to me comes up and asks for a beer, and the person behind the bar is going like midi or schooner. They were from Queensland, and they don't use those terms in Queensland. And the person just looked really confused, like, what? And the bartender's going, midi or schooner. And they, what? And I just went to the guy, little drink or big drink? And big drink, he wants a schooner. Little drink, he wants a midi. So you can say manly men don't want martinis. Yeah. I think because of James Bond, you can get away with martinis. But some of the fruity drinks I like, not so much. No, so for the guy in the story I was talking about was Queensland, because they have different names in Queensland as well. But yes, it's very confusing that individual states just came up with stupid shit on their own instead of standardizing. It's just the way it is. Even just the name for a carton of beer. You can get super blank expressions if you ask for a slab, a case, or a carton. And if you say the wrong thing, then you're struggling with what's the thing with 24 cans in it called? So if you lost a smoker, yeah, a lot of people have been posting pictures of dramatic sunsets because of the smoke in Victoria. Strikaseg, you're saying a small glass in Tassie is called a 10. Well, you could even get smaller than a midi in New South Wales was a 7. It was a 7-ounce glass. So that's like 210 mils. That wasn't very common. Okay, but the AI overview is wrong. It's saying a midi is the same size as a pot. That's bullshit. A midi is bigger than a pot. What the fuck are we doing? Guide to Australia beer sizes and names. Schooner 425 mils, pint 570 mils. The jug. There you go. Midi. Oh, actually, 285 mils. And some people have one that's between a schooner and a midi, a schmidi, 350 mils. Queensland, same schooner, 425 pint. Okay, so Queensland refers to a pot as well. 285 mils. Okay, I think I'm being proved wrong here. Okay, no, this is a site of people who would know better than me is actually saying a pot is the same size as a midi. I'd always assumed, and some places in Melbourne, if you ask for a glass of beer, will give you an even smaller one, 200 mils. That's a 7. That's a 7-ounce glass. But apparently in South Australia, a schooner is the size of a midi, which doesn't make sense. But in Northern Territory, you get the stubby, which is like 2.5 liters or something. And apparently in Tasmania, they maybe call a pot a 10 because it's about 10 ounces. They're saying in Western Australia, there's a midi or a half pint schooner pint jug. There you go. Well, see, I'm not really a beer drinker, so I don't know these things that well. Hey, Jackie. At the moment, I'm drinking mineral water because I did actually have a cup of coffee. Abigail, are you a kettle calling the pot black? Which was the name of the snooker show on, which was a BBC thing, which the ABC would run as well, Pot Black, because sinking a ball was known as potting the ball, and the black was the ultimate ball. So Pot Black, which was also a play on pot calling the kettle black. As you say, you want to be a phrase I will never use because I just do not like beer. I'll have a cider. Oh yeah, stuff. I just grew up with non-stop BBC shows on the ABC. So many of them, and they would repeat. And apparently, the BBC did not repeat stuff like the ABC did. The ABC would just run the same series over and over and over, and the BBC not so much. I was fine. Saturday, Safa. I had a nap in the afternoon because the worst was me feeling a bit tired because we did have a bit of a wild one on Friday night. Went to a bit after 1 a.m. It was a top-notch live stream on Friday night, but I wasn't hungover or anything. I was just a little bit tired, so I had a nap. I could have done a stream on Saturday night, but I thought I had a really big one on Friday. I should take it easy. So I was just watching Pluribus with Mrs. Angry. Up to the last episode of Pluribus, season 1 at least. Probably watch that tomorrow night. Shrikasegi, you were a bit hungover? I don't. As a rule, I don't get hangovers. Probably the worst is, and you'd call it a hangover, I guess, but not that thing where people go, I'm dying. It's just like I just feel a bit subpar, a bit tired. And I get this weird, vague feeling. This is the thing I often get. My brain's just going, you know what? If you could work out the exact right thing to eat, you'd feel much better. And so I spend when those days when I feel a little bit off, I spend the whole day thinking, what can I eat to feel better? So if you went to bed because of the fires? Yes, well, you had to stay sober just in case you had to evacuate because of a fire. She said you got so hungover, you got up at 5 a.m., couldn't lie down, fell asleep in a chair, the lazy boy. Safa, HSP is hangover food, top notch. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Before I go to bed, more exercises for the finger. Kind of, how far can I bend it? About there, I think. I'm not sure this is improving fast enough, but I gotta really fucking bend this and hold it in place and get it going on. Like another week or two, that's supposed to be bending almost like normal, but this is as far as I can do it at the moment. Just got to keep. I feel like that's much more than a week ago. Oh, did I miss a Brian Cox comment? I hate missing a Brian Cox comment. Physicist Brian Cox is in the shit. Oh, his wife's a TERF. That's fucking sad. That's very sad. Safa, I mean, I'm going to the office. What? It's not meant to be hot this week. It was meant to be mild all week. Have they changed the predictions? What are they saying? 25, 25, 26, 23. That's pretty. I mean, 25, 26 is slightly warmer than I like. 23 is optimum for me. But that doesn't seem uncomfortable. A whole week of mid-20s. That seems okay. Oh, yeah, Jackie, fuck turfs, honestly. Then we do the claw. I'm going to close my hair. Yes, Sukasega, hopefully things can only get better. Brian Cox. 35 for you, Safa. That's nasty. We are not getting this. Got to do the claw. Oof. It's a little bit, tense with this. It is funny because you can find the D-Ream clip on YouTube for things can only get better. Search it through and go, oh yeah, that's Brian Cox. He's a baby. Look at him. It's before he went to uni and did astrophysics. Oh dear. It's an unfortunate thing to get tangled up in, the whole fucking turf bullshit. And again, look, because of my age, my generation, I had like the second wave feminists in positions of power when I was at uni, and they hated drag performers. And to be fair, a reasonable number of drag performers, particularly back in the 80s, were actually quite misogynist with the stereotypes they would do. But they, of course, equate trans women with drag queens, which are two completely different things. But yes, I was actually surrounded by angry second wave feminists in the 80s who were like precursors to the modern TERFs, basically. Like the modern TERFs are third wave feminists and younger who were influenced by the second wave ones. And it's just, why do you have to be quite this aggro, basically? Um, all I'm going to say is the world is very complicated, and reality resists attempts to frame everything in simple terms, because reality is complex and messy, and there are, exceptions to almost everything. Uh, and this might sound kind of weird from someone who spent all those years on YouTube just shouting angry, extreme stuff. There's like, maybe if we chill out and take the time to consider the subtleties and the varieties that exist in the world, and acknowledge the reality that taxonomies and classifications and definitions are useful right up to the point they're not. Uh, and yeah, it's kind of funny slash tragic that people want the world to be limited by this kind of simple explanations we give kids, because the true complex explanations for how things work, or how we think things work, are beyond the ability of kids to process, and kids will just get confused and upset and not understand anything. So we tell them relatively simple versions of things, from everything from atoms to evolution to gender, sex, and sexuality. Tell kids simple things that they can understand, and then you just hope that adults, as their brain forms more, are able to uh, process more complex explanations. Strika Saga, her name is Christine Lavin with an A, Lavin. And yes, she wrote the song Sensitive New Age Guy. She co-wrote the song with someone, but can simplify things by saying Christine Lavin actually coined the term sensitive new age guy, which honestly hasn't been used for a couple of decades. She coined it in the 80s, and sometime like 5 years later in the early 90s, it caught on, and it was really big for like a decade or so. And I was always going like, my claim to fame, I could justifiably say I was the first person in Australia referred to as a sensitive new age guy, because I performed this song on stage with Christine a couple of times, because I'd contacted her through the college radio station I was working on, saying, "Oh, you looking up? Yeah, Don White was the co-songwriter. There you go." I knew she had a co-songwriter on that one. She told very funny stories about it. Like, they were trying to come up with a name for these guys who were, touchy-feely and into it and the whole new age thing. And they came up with sensitive new age guys. And they went, holy shit, that's an acronym, SNAG. And then they came up with women who like them as snag hags, which was pretty funny. So not a lot of smoke here. The sky's a bit funny, but not a lot. Jackie, I fucking love Depeche Mode. I was so into them back in the 80s when I was at college. They were a contemporary band. Now they're like retro. They were contemporary to me back in the 80s. Because I'm a soft wuss, I still think my favorite song of theirs was Somebody. But I've got a bunch of Depeche Mode 12-inch vinyls in my collection. Oh yeah, strictly say Christine Lavin's very charismatic. Oh yes, Abigail, absolutely. Turfs can fuck off into the sun. You're going for a short walk. Okay. I probably am logging off soon, so if you're going for a walk, I probably won't see you before you come back. college radio is Depeche Mode. Oof. You're reminding so seriously because although I did actually go to a college of advanced education, something that doesn't exist anymore in Australia. But of course, in the US, Americans call university college, and they have college radio. Um, uh, I remember the 90s act that I was into, Consolidated. They were kind of this industrial techno band, and their first couple of albums were fascinating because between the tracks on the albums, there'd be stuff. They'd have an open mic at their live shows. People could come up and say anything, and some of it would be people who were really into the Consolidated left wing message, and some would be these really reactionary guys who were in the audience who would just spray something really obnoxious. Um, and it was quite fascinating. But they had a song called College Radio. She's like, College Radio, you're so real or whatnot. It's like you'd never betray me and just be another top 40 station that's been bought by the major labels. I was so into Consolidated in the 90s. Now I feel like I'm not going to play them. I might put some in in jukebox on the stream. Wow, so few views on Consolidated on YouTube. I am quite surprised. I had a track called White American Male. Is this it? Oh, this is a different mix. That's a very different mix to what I'm used to from the album Friendly Fascism. Oh, I fucking love this one. Okay, I'm putting this on Discord under Jukebox. Or in Jukebox. Now I'll probably even put some more Consolidated on here in a couple of days. Was really into them in the 90s. So, I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy. And lots of grabs from audiences at their shows. Uh, where are we? I think it's Malcolm X. So I charge the white man with being the greatest murderer on earth. Consolidated as a term. What is this? Yeah, I got to remember a couple more of the Consolidated tracks I really liked. Oh yeah, that's yes. Sorry, Srikiseki, that was the central thing of Sensitive New Age guys. She has a bunch of uncomfortable men being the backup choir, and there's the payoff line where she's saying about all these great things about the Sensitive New Age guys, and they all go Sensitive New Age guys, and then she sings the line, "Who cares about your orgasm?" And they all go, "Oh, they were sensitive. We're not that sensitive." And she goes, "Oh well, I guess it's more important that they have them." Man, having said that, man, I'm really kind of annoyed I don't have video of when I was on stage with her at various performances. Like it'd be a default thing now if if I'd done it in the last 10, 15, 20 years, there'd be video of it. But because this was okay, kids, brace yourself. I'm old. This was about 40 years ago. I don't have video of it. C'est la vie, as the French are fond of saying. It's just the way that it is. What do the Italians say? Quae sera sera? I am multilingual. Yeah, these days she looks like everyone's grandma. Of course, I'm not joking. Like I knew her 40 years ago, where she was only in her 30s. But again, the fact she's still performing, she's such a sweetie. Actually, how old is she now? Still filling gaps on Plex? I mean, I guess that's a full-time job. Yeah, look, I know she's at least 10 years older than me. Christine Lavin. 74. She's like 15 years older than me. Oh, we just passed her birthday. Ah. Man, she's got shows in February and March, May. Well, she's got her whole year mapped out. Oh my god. Okay, what I love about Christine Lavin is about half of her songs are really fun, whimsical, silly songs like Sensitive New Age Guys, and the other half are these sweet, impassioned, soulful songs that'll rip your heart out. Like I was looking at some of her songs, and there's one, The Kind of Love You Never Recover From. Holy shit, like I've got a few of her albums, and like I said, they're great. Half the tracks are just funny, whimsical, silly songs, and the other half will rip your fucking heart out with how soulful they are. Incredible. And in fact, when I found like one of her albums I didn't know, and I was going through the tracks, and there was a song that was called something like "Don't Give Me Your Baby," like "Don't Let Me Hold Your Baby" or something. And I'm like, okay, the title of that is really ambiguous. It's like if it's like "I don't want to hold your baby," it could be like one of the rip your heart out ones. It could be because someone's infertile and was never able to have a baby, so it's too painful for them to hold someone else's baby. It could be someone whose child had died, so it's too painful for them to hold a baby. And it's going, oh, what's it going to be? And then I listen to the song. It's like, you want me to hold your baby? And the chorus is like, your baby's really ugly. It's just like, okay, that was a great payoff because I was prepared for this to be a really sad, tear jerky, soulful thing about I don't want to hold your baby. But the chorus was I don't want to hold your baby because your baby's really ugly. I was like, oh, I had been bracing myself, but it was one of the silly ones. And even just saying the word baby, like I remember one of the early ones was called Somebody's Baby. And it was talking about having interactions with homeless people, like, someone whose life was completely fucked up, but looking at them as people and going, they were somebody's baby. You know, somebody had so many hopes for them, and who knows what happens in your life to fuck everything up, basically. But yeah, I think she's a very talented songwriter that she can do both. She can do very silly, frivolous, entertaining, funny songs and very heart-rending, soulful, meaningful songs. So, and she's still going, mid-70s. Yeah, she has a huge heart, definitely. And she even does good cover versions. She did I remember she did one with Livingston Taylor, who's James Taylor's brother. They did a version of Downtown, the old song that Dusty Springfield made popular, and it's their own song. It's completely different to the Dusty Springfield version. It was so good. And when I saw her live, she would do a couple cover versions, and just a hell of a performer, hell of a singer, hell of a songwriter. And because her birthday just passed, I feel like I have to send her a message. Hey, remember me from the 80s? We were talking about you with some friends. And I looked at your website and realized I just missed your birthday. So happy birthday. There's Christine Lavin receives an honorary doctorate from the State University of New York. And then there's a guy whose name is Chris Lavin, got an actual doctorate from us. She somehow found out when she was getting an honorary doctorate, there was a guy called Chris Lavin who was getting an actual doctorate. It was very funny. Okay, now actually I'm going to look her up on YouTube. When was her last? Okay. She has a modest 3,500 subscribers. When did she last? Wait, what is it? She posted a video 11 days ago and then 4 weeks ago. She doesn't post a lot on YouTube. She's posted like 8 videos in the last year. And then only posted like 4 videos the year before. She was posting a bit more. Oh, she's posting quite a bit more 3 years ago. She seemed to be posting like about a video a week 3 years ago. Anyway, I'll send her a message saying, oh, I just missed your birthday. She's saying, what's the dealio with protests in Iran? I don't know. What's happening with protests in Iran? I mean, the Iranian regime is fucked. Like, real fucking shit. Ooh, human remains found in bushfires. That's sad. Let's see what's happening in Iran. Hospitals overwhelmed with dead and injured protesters. Iran vows to strike back if US attacks over anti-regime protests. At least 116 people have been killed in nationwide protests. Yeah, no, the Iranian regime is fucked. So apparently protests have been going on for 2 weeks. More than 2,500 detained by the authorities. And of course the US is saying they'll interfere with it. Which will fucking spiral. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's driving the protesters in Iran. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is a better than average chance I'd be on their side because the regime there is fucked. Like they are terrible at every level and repressive and fucked. But it's also the fault of the US that the theocracy ever came into power. It was US interference in Iran that gave an opening for the theocracy to take over. As is so often the case, US interference when they don't like a party that gets democratically elected. This has been more noticeable in South America than anywhere else, but this was also the case in Iran back in the fucking 70s. The US disapproves of, oh no, they're Marxists. We don't want, particularly anywhere that's got oil, like Iran did. It's like, oh no, they're Marxists. We don't want them in power. We're going to destabilize or actively overthrow a democratically elected government, install a dictator, and then you're fucking surprised when people rebel against them. So, oh, okay, that's from the BBC. The protest was sparked by the collapse of the Iranian currency, which could be from external interference. But again, the regime is fucked. I will not offer a fucking syllable of defense of the theocracy running Iran. Like I said, the entire picture is complex. Like I said, and it's the fault of the US. The theocracy being in charge in Iran is the fault of the US and the interference and whatnot. And like I said, it's happened so many times across South America. It's like, oh yes, I'm going to destabilize the democratically elected government in this country because we disagree with them. And oh damn, a totalitarian dictator took over because of the power vacuum. Who fucking knew? So we're saying the basic things like cooking oil, chicken dramatically spiked. Some products vanishing from shelves altogether. Yeah. And the US has a lot of influence with fucking over the general population with stuff like that. But like I said, it's complex. Because foreign interference is a bad thing, but yeah, the theocracy running things, fuck those guys. Absolute pieces of shit. Fuck them. But yeah, the scope for that to spiral out of control, particularly when you consider the stake Israel considers themselves to have in the whole thing, the potential for it to spiral to the point where it kills millions of people and maybe collapses the world economy is pretty significant. I swear to fuck, I never imagined shit like the last 10 years happening as I was growing up, for fuck's sake. Just the rise of fascism. Absolutely not something I saw coming. You know, back in the 80s, I was most worried about nuclear war. Seemed like less of an issue in the 90s. Is Angry going to bed? Mrs. Angry found the container with the orange stuff that this peel was in that I specifically saved for her. So she's pretty smart. She knows that. But anyway, it is like bedtime. So, Funky Abigail, you mentioned on Friday after having to test for a scan, you ate a great sandwich. So it beat your dance walked all the way home. That sounds like a great sandwich. All right, but it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed now because I'm going in the office tomorrow. So thank you, Funky. Jackie Chan on the subject of fascism. Trump ordered. Oh, yeah, Trump's fucked. Yeah. The Greenland thing is fucked. Ugh. All right. You're good. Have a good one. I'll be probably back on Tuesday night, but you'll take care.
You are totally